First things first, let's just get this out of the way. I ain't buying this fight. I'm not buying this fight. I'm gonna be watching this with my belly on illegally. I ain't letting you guys know where I'm getting my links from or whatever, but yeah. This ain't no pay-per-view fight. They're not getting my money. No way. No way on God's green earth are these men getting my money for no Juggernaut Joyce versus Joseph Parker. No, that's not happening. It's hard times out here, you know. Cost of living crisis. People struggling to heat themselves up. The winners come in and you're talking about I should spend my money on Juggernaut Joyce versus Parker. Yeah, nah. If they stacked the undercard, yeah, possibly I might have considered it, but nah, man, I got heating to pay for. It's not happening. On to the fight though. Since they've been flirting with each other about fighting, that's being Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker, since talks has been going on about this fight taking place, I've been going back and forth. I think I've probably changed my mind over probably 5 times about who's going to win this fight. At one point it's going to be Joe Joyce, then I switched to Parker, then I switched to Joyce, switched to Parker, but I'll say I've probably favoured Joe Joyce more over the months or year or however long this fight's been in the works. Ultimately, I think I've arrived at my final conclusion. If this fight gets postponed for some reason, if it doesn't take place tomorrow, I'll probably change my mind again. But at this point, I think I've made my decision. I've picked a winner. How do I see this fight going? Joyce just takes too many shots for me. He takes far too many shots. It's been an ongoing thing for his whole career, but it hasn't come on stock yet. But I feel this is going to be the time it finally catches up to him. I'm sure if we close our eyes and visualize how we see this fight going, most people, probably about 8 out of 10 people, probably just going to see Joseph Parker lighting up Joyce with combos as Joyce keep, marching forward as he normally does, and Parker lighting him up with combos and repeat round after round. I think at some point that's going to take its toll on Juggernaut. Although granted, we've yet to see Joe Joyce hurt to the head in the pro games. We've seen him get knocked out by Kuzmin in the amateurs, but in the pro games, I don't think he's ever been hurt to the head. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we've definitely seen him hurt to the body, especially in the Brian Jennings fight. He was definitely hurt. I think he might have been hurt to the body in one other fight, but he certainly was hurt in the Bye Jennings fight, and he had to do a little bit of a runner to recover and got the nod, got the decision in the end. But hurting him to the head, I think that's a pointless task. I don't think Andy Lee's gonna advise Joseph Parker to focus on headshots. They're probably gonna train to target the body more than go for the headshots in this fight. So I expect to see a lot of body shots from Joseph Parker come fight night. Most things favor Joseph Parker in this fight. He's got the faster hands, faster feet, better boxing technique, better defense. He's just an all-round better boxer than Joe Joyce. But like Joe Joyce has always been an enigma. He's got quite an enigmatic style to his boxing. Everything looks wrong. Everything does looks wrong in there, but they just seem to work. He's slow as hell, but very effective. So you can't just I can't with full confidence say I think my prediction is gonna be right here. I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Juggernaut just walks Parker down and at some point gets him out of there. That wouldn't shock me. If Joe Joyce boxed his way to a unanimous decision or some sort of points decision, that wouldn't shock me either. But I don't see him being able to jab his way to a victory like he did against Dubois. I don't see that happening. Parker's a much better boxer than Daniel Dubois, so that's not going to happen. One thing a few people have mentioned to me about Joseph Parker is the fact that he seems to struggle against fighter bigger than him. Your Joshua's of the world, your Junior Farr, Razvan Kujanu, Hughie Fury, just guys bigger than him. He seems to have a tough time with them. Kujanu was his former sparring partner. He went in there. I think that was his first fight after winning the the WBO belt against Andrew Ruiz. I think he had a fight scheduled and that got cancelled, and then he had to last minute. I can't remember who that fight was against. Then last minute he had to fight his sparring partner Razvan Kujanu. Razvan Kujanu gave him a run for his money, and Razvan Kujanu is trash. So yeah, there's that. Joe Joyce being the bigger man in this fight, that might stand him in good stead, because historically we've seen Parker struggle against guys taller than him. So yeah, that's something to look out for. That's one thing definitely to look out for. What makes it equally interesting is the fact that your boy Bye Jennings, Bryant Jennings, is a smaller heavyweight, just like Joe Parker is to Joe Joyce. And we saw Jennings hurt Joyce to the body. And don't forget, we also had the Carlos Takam fight, and I think Joe Joyce was actually down on the scorecards. No, I think he definitely was down on the scorecards to Takam during that fight before he managed to get the knockout. And we had his last fight before this Parker fight, he had Christian Hammer. Hammer looked very unprepared in there. He didn't look like anyways, he's getting on a bit in age now, but he didn't look anywhere near as good as he used to be. But he managed to catch Joyce with a couple overhand rights. He caught him with maybe about, I think he caught him like 3 back-to-back overhand rights in like the second round, or was that the first round? We've got one who struggles against bigger guys, and then one who was hurt by a smaller guy. So it's a nice little cocktail we got here. Having said all that, I'm still gonna stick with my prediction though. I'm still gonna stick with a Parker win. I'm quite surprised I'm going with Parker, because like I said, I've favored Joyce for about a year now, on and off obviously. Sometimes I feel like Parker, depending on how I'm feeling on the day, but for the most part I've favored Joyce. But right before fight night, I'm going with Parker, man. I think Parker's gonna get it done. Now we got that out of the way though, having this fight behind the paywall was kind of crazy to me, because I don't see who's gonna be going out their way to buy this fight. It makes no sense. It's not like they've got the biggest profile in the UK, Joyce and Parker respectively. Parker's been over here Parker's from New Zealand, but he's been over here to fight on pay-per-view quite a few times. Fought AJ, fought Dylan White on pay-per-view, but those guys, they're well-known names. They've got big profiles here. Joe Joyce, on the other hand, he is known, but not to the level of a Dylan White or an AJ. So I don't know what they expect to make from this. I don't know what they expect to gain by putting this behind the paywall. It's not like they have the most captivating personalities, both of them as well. That's another strike against the pay-per-view. We've all seen them try to have back and forths and, market it's not in their character. They've been very, very, very cringeworthy. Oh, I'm gonna knock you out. No, I'm gonna knock you out. That's the idea of trash talking. It's just really cringe stuff. Joyce talking about, oh, your punches tickle. Ha ha ha. Like, come on. You can do better than that.
Who wins this fight and how? And I'm going to ask you first.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to beat you up. Get you out of there.
Yeah, you're going to try and do that, but I'm going to beat you up more.
These two men, they needed ghostwriters for this to be able to sell this pay-per-view. That's what they needed, ghostwriters. But funnily enough, when I think Dubois, I'm not sure who made the debut first. Was it Joyce or Dubois? But when whoever the second person made a debut, I remember back then I said to my friend, I can't wait for the day a Dubois and Joe Joyce fight's announced, because their personalities together, it's just gonna be something to see. Like two of the most boring human beings on the planet, the most cringeworthy, dry sense of humor, you name it. Although personal preference, personally, I quite find Joe Joyce entertaining, but that's for me. That's my personal choice. I know it's not a popular opinion, because I understand, I know how boring it is, but I find him quite funny actually. Anyways, back to my point about Dubois and Joyce. I said I couldn't wait to see them have a sort of Johnny Nelson, the gloves are off sort of build up to their fight. That's them. yeah, that's gonna be the cringiest, most boring, driest thing on earth. I was intrigued by it, and that came and that went. That wasn't as bad as this. What we've been seeing from Parker and Joyce has been horrible. What saved it is the whole back and forth between Sky, BT, Frank Warren, Joseph Parker. I text you, you text me this, blah blah blah. That's what's been the most entertaining part. But the fighters together, nah. That's been very, very poor, considering they're trying to sell pay-per-views. Yeah, nah. Good luck to them anyways, and yeah, as usual, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe if you're new around here, have that notification bell on so you know exactly what's going on up here. The Twitter's !UK. I'm out.